So let's talk about high demands. Let's go a little bit more on the business side. So nowadays you have what we talked about, your services, your products, and your goods. You need to be able to present them to people. If there's no eyeballs, not going to make money. So there's a couple ways. First of all, your business needs to have an online presence, whether you like it or not. Even if it means just having Google and having your customers leave a 5-star review, because whether you believe it or not, people look at that. And that's the first what? The first interaction, the first impression, and it matters. So first of all is the impression. Before you get traffic, anything, what's the positioning? When inbound traffic comes, whether it's organic or generated, doesn't matter. What's the first impression? What's the first impression of your business?
By the way, I always tell people, if you have a website, for example, which I think everybody should have for their business and for themselves, if your website, for example, a link doesn't work on it, I make a judgment about
Absolutely.
that business. It's not well managed. It's not.
Absolutely.
First impressions matter, and I think a lot of people don't realize how quickly people will make a decision whether or not they're going to work with you. So your high demand drops instantly because you're not following these basics.
And you improve it as time goes on. So how do you do it? Feedback. What is feedback? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So what's the feedback telling you about what you're doing? Are the reviews good? Are the reviews beneficial? Do you manage the images on your social media presence? Yes or no? Like, what is it? How is it that you are positioning yourself to recruit new talent? I realized I was like, people think LinkedIn sucks, but who thinks that? I'm trying to find super top tier talent. Okay, looks like I need to have a LinkedIn presence because that's where a lot of professionals happen to be. So that's what the feedback told me. So I had to act upon the feedback. And then I started getting better people on the inbound because my first impression was great. People knew what they were getting into. So the first impression is super important. Second is we're going to talk about organic traffic. So we talked about trends and we talked about narratives. If you want to reduce your cost of acquiring a customer, because there's a specific cost to acquire a customer, and you should know based off of your product how much it's going to cost you to acquire a customer. If you're selling a product for $97, okay, perfect. If it costs you $200 to acquire a customer, that's not an issue as long as you have a high lifetime value, because you're paying in advance for the future lifetime value of the customer. Let's say it's 1K. But if you're only focused on the short-term money, you're going to lose out. And you're going to have to focus on acquiring a customer for really cheap, which is totally fine if that's how you want to do it. Let's say it's a drop shipping approach, Let's say you're selling a product for $97 and you acquire it for $25. So in this case, you can make front-end money, but you can tell that it's not that much. You can run off of small margins. So organic traffic, capitalizing on trends, narratives that are taking place. I like social media. That's what I utilize. Social media will tell you what's hot. You go on Twitter, it'll tell you what's trending, and you can create product demand based off of that. Then you can have what I would call your inorganic, or you would call your paid traffic. And paid traffic is going to be divided into two categories. And this is a new category that has just come out recently that I've mastered. We're going to talk about paid traffic because if you want to acquire customers nowadays, you're going to most likely have to pay for attention. So the first type of paid traffic is where you pay platforms. So you pay platforms, whether you want to pay for ad revenue, like that's your ad expense, whether you want to pay for like banners, whatever it is, different platforms operate differently. So this is your paid platforms: Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Snapchat ads, Google ads. This is where people are. So over the last 15 years, paid platforms made a ton of money because the only way to interact with people was to notice them through an ad. It would be very hard for people to know who, for example, let's say Ty Lopez was back in the day, unless he had that in my garage ad. What if he made a YouTube video, just posted it, maybe 5,000 people would have seen it. He had to use paid platforms in order to push his message. However, 2 years ago, TikTok rolled around and took over, and they introduced distribution. Your ability to reach people that have never interacted with your content before via the For You or the Explore.
This is what exploded for me. I mean, we had a video day before yesterday get 52 million views. The distribution is insane.
And you can quantify it. So somebody do the math for me. So 52 million views. Let's say your Facebook CPM on the cheap side is $7. Tell me how much in paid traffic that video generated. So you just have to divide it.
742,857.
So you get $750,000 worth of impressions for free because you've mastered distribution marketing.
And you don't need a big following. If you look at the numbers behind that video, 99% of the views are new followers.
For you and
brand new people.
So now people have no excuse. Because people used to have the excuse, hey, I need to master paid traffic. I need to either find an agency. I need to learn it myself. I got to spend money. I don't have it. Okay, well, I get it. Today, it's no longer the case because you have distribution marketing. So how are you distributing your products for people to find out? If you have a service, are you showcasing people your service every single day, multiple times a day? Or are you hiding it? If you're hiding it, nobody's going to see it. There's plenty of businesses on TikTok. They're out here with a voiceover, cutting lawn, and getting customers left, right, and center.
Totally.
So distribution marketing now makes it completely possible for everybody to get attention. You obviously have to pay for it. What are the costs? Well, it depends on how crazy of an operation.
Most of the time, it's just creativity.
Maybe you have to incur a bus ticket. Maybe you have to buy your product to shoot the product. Small things. But it's minimal because the return, the ROI is there. Now, what I like about this for brands is that now brands, and this is the final part, is you need your content. This is the key, right? Because if you want to master distribution, the content needs to be good. However, back in the day, let's say you wanted to hire an influencer or you wanted to go into a studio to shoot your e-commerce product, you would think about it twice because you're like, dang, if this person posts once, maybe I'll get 100,000 views and it won't be worth it. Or I have to spend a lot of money on this shoot. I don't know if this campaign will go well. Today with distribution, you can repurpose the same video 1,000 times. So now the lifespan and the shelf life of the content is higher. Therefore, you can invest more into it. Which used to not be the case because you would need new creatives when the audience fatigued. If you could make no more videos for the rest of your life and just recycle what you already have, and you would obviously get new eyeballs. Why? Because there's 8 billion people out there. So it's like there's plenty of people out there to go around with the content you already have done. How I did it is we built a distribution system. And in our distribution system, we created multi-page accounts. So I have thousands of accounts. In my first,
you controlled all those accounts?
All of them. Yeah. So you can have affiliate programs. You can hire people to come work for you. They're called clippers. There's the short form clippers. Today, I have about 150 people working for me in that distribution department. We do about 150 to 200 million views per month on short form. And my CPM is 2 cents. So I think I have 500x cheaper than your average cost for 1,000 views on Facebook.
This is partners, paid down partners, because I see that as your internal. Because the other model is reverse of what you just said, which is you incentivize someone to do. If people are listening, they can't afford to hire 150 people like you have done. The way they can do it is the other way, which is you basically, if time someone signs up to your product, because of you've created an account for someone, they get a piece of it.
Yeah.
So an affiliate model, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
you can have an affiliate
model. It's the reverse of what you said, because you've got the funds to go and hire those people.
But simultaneously, I didn't start that way. How I started was I would also pay per view.
Right.
So you pay in direct proportion to the value that the person provides, which if you're thinking that people are just going to work for free and get you views for free, you're delusional. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it does. I've got fans. I've never done this. So I actually have people that are making my content. What I think they're doing is they're trying to make money off TikTok.
Absolutely.
So they've taken my YouTube videos. I haven't done this.
And they're getting paid for the views.
Yeah. So that's another model, right? And that's organic.
But this is where it gets even better. It's when you add the pay-per-view that you give them and you add the TikTok pay-per-view.
Right.
Because TikTok's already giving them this. Now you double it down and give them something on top of it.
So you give them a baseline salary and now you give them an upside. This is not known.
Obviously it's not known. That's why most people don't do it.
But I'm sure it's not known. Why is it not common knowledge? I mean, you would think The people like TikTok, they should pay us to do this, by the way. We've just basically explained why TikTok is a channel you've got to be on, because Instagram is different. Instagram doesn't pay you for views.
It doesn't.
YouTube pays you for views, but it's incredibly tough as a platform. So it's kind of interesting that right now, back to what we were talking about earlier, right now is probably the time to start a business because this distribution is still available.
And it's cheap, it's available, and social platforms are competing against each other to offer the best distribution. Because right now they're realizing that they're not in the business of making money, they're in the business of surviving.
Right.
Because all these social media platforms that exist, dude, they're burning fucking money left, right, and center to hold on to users.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is go to where people are distributing you the best. For example, during the World Cup, you would watch the matches. And what was running on the ads, right? We need to be aware. It said YouTube Shorts. I'm like, okay, YouTube is probably going to push YouTube Shorts.
Right.
So I took 4 different pages, right? Built out just a YouTube Shorts, did 1 million followers on all 4 different pages of my own content, the same content. We were talking about repurposing, right? The content on all 4 different pages through short form, did over 1 million followers.
Yeah. We've had exactly the same experience. YouTube Shorts now are fighting with TikTok.
Yes.
But YouTube are backed by Google, Alphabet. They actually have money. They're not burning money.
Exactly.
So unlike TikTok, which actually has a bit of a difficult financial model, if you're not on YouTube Shorts right now and taking advantage of that, and like you say, it doesn't have to be you on camera talking to people. It can be like, I know someone who's unpacking videos and he's just using white gloves and unpacking videos, and people
get tens of millions of views.
Get tens of millions of views, and then people can buy the product down below. So you don't have to be on camera. You can be an introvert and still leverage all of this. You don't have to be an extrovert.
Yes, you don't even have to talk on camera. You can just have an AI voiceover. Just write. You don't even have to write the script. Yeah. Like, that's how insanely automated this thing's getting. Dude, when I had to start doing e-commerce back in 2017, I had to sit down, think about everything, think about the copy, think about the hook, I can just tell ChatGPT, give me 19 different hooks, give me a script that is X amount of words long. I want it to have this narrative. I want it to have Apple commercial vibes. I want it to be simple for a kid to, and then you read it and then you tweak it, you work on it a little bit. But 90% of the work, dude, it's done. Crazy. You don't even have to have a fucking product.
It's never been easier, is it?
It's never been easier. And what I tell people is, and this is where it gets crazy, okay? Like, we're talking about all these things and you're working your 9 to 5. Like, you're dealing with your bullshit. You look at your bank account, you're missing money. You owe money to people. Like, life's not good. We've all been there. What you are in right now is a hamster wheel. You're in a hamster wheel. Most people's issue is their ability to break out of the hamster wheel, thinking that the moment they jump off of the hamster wheel, that they're going to fail, that they're unproductive, that they're moving backwards. But remember, the hamster wheel is an illusion of moving forward. You have to get off of the fucking hamster wheel in order to move. But people don't get that.
So I want to jump off it. How are we going to jump off it? I want people to jump off that hamster wheel.
So first is understanding that everything that we do in life are loops. Most people live on looped behaviors. You wake up at the same time. You do the same thing in the morning. Creatures of habit. Go to the same job. Comfort. But it's the same thing. When I was working my 9 to 5, 2018, it was 2017, 2018, before I quit. It was a comfortable job. Cubicle marketing job.
Dangerous, so it's comfortable.
$4,800 a month. Spending a couple $100 sleeping on my brother's couch. I was chilling. Like, I had money. I was good. Could afford, could go out, eat, nice restaurant. I was good. But then an opportunity presented itself. I could take the same skill, do it for myself, which was at the time running Facebook ads, and do it for a company on Wall Street. How much do they want to pay me? $9,000. Same skill set, better money, but I had to quit my job. I had to get out of the hamster wheel. And what I realized was like, okay, why is this easy for me to do now? It's because I secured a monkey bar before I let go of the last one.
You get one client.
All you have to do is set yourself up. You have to position yourself in order to slow down the hamster wheel so that you can get off. Most people are like, I'm just going to quit my job. Yeah. No. Secure a monkey bar before you let go of the last one. If not, you're going to fall on your motherfucking back.
So number one, though, is get your cost down, isn't it? So that's why it's down. Number one, get your cost down. This is so key. Number two, what you're saying there, like have a monkey bar to grab, which I think is get a client, right? Or get a replacement
We'll call it side money.
Yeah, side money. An income stream. It could be those videos I just mentioned within video. It doesn't matter. Something that's going to give you...
Replaces your current thing.
Unlimited upside.
Yes.
That's why I love side hustle so much. It's become a bit of a... I mean, I've been saying side hustle. I've got a lot of negative comments. Oh, people should be doing a side hustle. There's too much stress, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. That's how you get off the hamster wheel.
Yes.
Right? Reduce costs, side hustle. What else can people do?
And then the third one, which is I think most people don't realize, is the goal.
Right.
It's like, what is the goal that is going to allow me to no longer do the hamster wheel? What's the goal? How much money? By when? How much money do I need to save? How many clients do I have to get? Like a very simple goal. Okay, side money. Okay, how much?
Financial literacy is also not taught in school, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I think when people understand, if you want to make £1 million, you are never going to make it on an hourly salary.
Never.
It's never going to happen. You'll be 65, you'll own your home, you'll be house rich, life poor. You won't have the skills to make money that you need. I don't understand why people don't all have a goal. In fact, everybody listening now, write your goal down below. What is it? I'll critique it, and you probably won't have time to critique.
I'll probably check it out. Yeah.
Well, check it out, right? Write down your goal. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah, let's continue. So we have reducing costs because obviously you want to give yourself mental real estate. You want to have wiggle room. You want to side money. Okay, from where? How? To who? Doesn't have to be a lot. Dude, flipping sneakers. I know 17-year-old kids making 20, 30,000.
I love that. When I meet
30,000 a month, man.
Yeah. And they love it too. They're meeting celebrities.
And they're crushing it.
Yeah.
And they're crushing it. So they have a goal. They established their goal. Now they're making money. Now they're able to what? Afford the luxury to get out of the hamster wheel. And they're not doing it feeling like it's risky. That's what most people are, this is risky. Okay, well, create the variable where you'd reduce risk. So limit your expenditures, increase your cash flow with a simple goal. So that's how you get off of the hamster wheel. That's the very simple purpose. Now, I'll conclude with this. Once you get off of the hamster wheel, you need to understand why most people will never get off of the hamster wheel and why you don't want other people to get off of the hamster wheel in a certain perspective. One is most people are comfortable in their current zone. So once you break out of your current situation, the people that are around you that are still on the hamster wheel, they're going to think you're nuts. They're going to think you're crazy. They're like, why the fuck are you running? Why are you not being productive on the hamster wheel?
Even when you made a lot of money, people are like, why are you working so hard when you made a lot of money? Because I enjoy it. People even...
So the other hamsters begin questioning your shit.
Yeah.
And so now you have to have what? Definiteness of purpose. You need to have definiteness of purpose.
Down for me, definite of purpose.
So you need to have defined purpose.
Defined, okay.
Defined purpose. And we end with this. Because when people sign up for entrepreneurship, they don't realize that they're signing up for 95% hardship. And unless you have a defined purpose and a definite purpose, whether it's other people telling you in your ear that, hey, you're not going to make it, whether it's the business situations that you're going to go through that are going to suck, if you have no definite purpose, you're not going to have the key to business and the key to making money in life. It's longevity. You win in the long term. That's how you win the game. And unless you have purpose, you can't have longevity because of the things that are going to happen. What's a very practical example of this? Because we see this take place every single day. If I was to take you right now, we went to the river and we went to the captain's deck. And we asked the captain, hey, we want to go to X, Y, and Z port. Okay, we have the goal. Do you know how to get there? Within a sentence and maybe 10 seconds of research, he would tell you exactly where we're going. Can most people tell you within 10 seconds in a paragraph where they're going? No. So you need to establish a goal. And then realize that for 99% of the journey from port A to port B, you're not going to see the destination. For 99% of the journey, you just have to trail the journey. But you know that you have a definite set purpose and an objective. So you have an objective and you understand that 99% of the way, you're never going to see the output. You're never going to see the end result. You just are going to arrive there. And once you've arrived there, now by definition, you're once again an unsuccessful person because now you have to find another port of destination. So those people are like, oh, I hit my goal and now I feel empty. Yeah, because you have no purpose. you need a new purpose. And life is about conquering purposes, finding purposes, about achieving purpose.
So true.
And that's what I leave people with. Find definite purpose, define purpose. That purpose needs to be attributed to something that has longevity, that gives you the ability to run long. And I think we can find a lot of purpose and pleasure in that.
That is so insightful. And I think the thing is as well, that journey of going on that boat to that island, being on the island will never be an interesting story to people on the island. So the journey that got you where is what makes you interesting. And so when I tell people that, enjoy that journey, like that journey is hard. There'll be scary moments at sea, but there'll be the stories you tell later.
Yes.
Don't you want stories? Don't you want legacy? Like, I want to tell my son the things. I went to Hong Kong when I had no money. I did this, I did that. I don't want to tell him I just grew up in my hometown and died in my hometown. Right? That journey on the ship. Thank you so much. We have a little bit of a joke at the end of these videos where I say, should we go for chicken? Do you fancy some chicken?
I'm down for some chicken.
Whilst I was with Luke, he answered some of your most asked business questions to our brand new series on the Help Bank channel. Click the video on the screen to now check it out.